Local pastor is making national headlines tonight for the words about the deadly attack in Orlando, which he uttered, which sparked outrage on social media. And tonight he is standing by his words.
The tragedy is that more of them didn't die. I mean, the tragedy is I'm kind of upset that he didn't finish the job.
We first brought you that videotape last night here on CBS 13, and it's been shared thousands of times on social media since.
CBS 13's Sharon Raja is live in North Sacramento with the pastor's response to the backlash tonight. Sharon?
Sam and Christina, this video has sparked a lot of outrage and frankly disgust around the country. But I spoke to Pastor Roger Jimenez just a short time ago. He's sticking behind his words. He has no regrets. In fact, he's telling me tonight, yes, Orlando is safer because of these deaths. Taking a look at some video, this is a YouTube clip of the sermon that has since been taken down by YouTube. It surfaced under the Verity Baptist Church's account just hours after the mass shooting inside the gay nightclub on Sunday. It went viral and with thousands of views overnight. But one thing Pastor Jimenez says that's been misconstrued since the clip went out that he wants to make clear tonight is that he's not trying to incite hate. He's not saying, hey, let's go arm up and kill people. But he is saying we shouldn't mourn the deaths of all the people killed in this shooting, that if they were part of the gay and lesbian community, then the Bible says they're sinners and thus they deserve to die. Take a listen.
As far as the Bible is concerned, they crossed the line. The sin that they performed is worthy of death. And again, I realize our society doesn't take that, but that's what the Bible says. So all I'm saying is if someone does something that's worthy of death and they end up dying, I'm not going to mourn that.
Now, since the video has gone out, Jimenez has gotten a lot of hate mail, death threats to him and his family, but he says he's also gotten a lot of support, calls from the Baptist and Christian communities thanking him for speaking out. And back here out live, he says that he has the right to share his opinion. It's his First Amendment right, and here at this church on Sunday, he'll be hosting another sermon, which he has 200 followers that may be attending.
These are just stunning revelations. Sharon, I don't know if you can answer this question, but I just wonder if the parishioners who follow him, if they share his beliefs or if any of them are revolting in any way, rebelling against what he said. Do you have any clue about that?
We have not spoken to anybody inside of this church to see if everyone, in fact, supports what he is saying, but he is telling us, now we have to verify this, that he's getting support from other parishioners, other people from other churches saying, hey, thanks for speaking up. And he says that if you truly believe the Bible, it's said in the Bible, and whoever doesn't believe him is essentially hypocrites.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, even Mayor Kevin Johnson is weighing in on the pastor's message as well.
CBS 13's Ron Jones is in Sacramento, where some local pastors say they feel betrayed by Jimenez.
Some pastors tell CBS 13 not only are they disappointed, but embarrassed by Pastor Jimenez's hate speech.
They're all wicked, predators, perverted people.
Pastor Roger Jimenez of Verity Baptist Church in Sacramento is not mincing words. Following the mass murder that left 49 people dead and scores injured in Orlando Sunday.
As far as I'm concerned, Orlando's just a little safer tonight.
In a fiery, disturbing Sunday service, he tells families in his congregation the victims deserve to die because of their sexual orientation. And he makes this shocking statement.
I wish the government would round them all up, put them up against a firing wall, put a firing squad in front of them, and blow their brains out.
CBS 13 was the first to report on these startling statements Monday, fueling rage across the country and social media. YouTube actually took his sermon down, citing hate speech. Mayor Kevin Johnson tweeted, quote, "The hateful comments made by a preacher in Sacramento do not reflect Christian values and have no place in our society. Hashtag stand with Orlando."
I felt betrayed.
Dr. Philip Godot of Calvary Christian Center, holding a morning Bible study with some of his parishioners, says Pastor Jimenez's hateful speech is embarrassing to the Christian faith.
It's really about walking in love, and it's about grace and mercy, and it's about compassion. When my heart was broken, nobody deserves to be murdered.
I'm kind of upset that he didn't finish the job.
His message is very explicit.
What if you asked me, hey, are you sad that 50 pedophiles were killed today? No, I think that's great. I think that helps society.
Boy, I'm just speechless. Many of those who commented on Facebook wanted to know if law enforcement would investigate or possibly arrest Pastor Jimenez.
So here's what CBS 13 found out here about the code. In California, it's a crime for any person to threaten to commit an act resulting in death or great bodily injury.
According to law enforcement, because Pastor Jimenez did not specifically threaten anyone, his statement is considered freedom of speech and not a hate crime.
As we said, this story has been shared on social media more than 5,000 times. And there are hundreds of comments on our Facebook page. Here are just a few of them. Doug writes, "This guy is despicable, but what is more disturbing is that he has a congregation. How many of them walked out when he said these words? Anything less than all is unacceptable."
Matt writes, "I am a Christian. His opinion won't be tolerated in any Christian house of worship. He espouses wrongly. Trust me, he is done as a preacher. He'll get the boot, and rightly so."
And Christine says, "You are no kind of preacher with that kind of hatred in your heart."